Okay, so first of all, I apologize for the gym wear going on right now. I am going to the gym and running a ton of errands. Anyway, so I have a lot of stuff to do, and I wasn't trying to spend time switching outfits to do this vlog. Way too much information, I am sure, than you needed to know. Hey, shoo! Hey, shoo! Oh my god, my allergies! So let's talk about why we are here today. Oh my god! Speaking of disasters, I am sure you have heard of this by now because by the time this vlog actually gets edited and posted, it's probably been, you know, hashtag to death already. The Fyre Festival? Fyre Festival? I don't even know how to pronounce it. Let me look that up. Hold on. Okay, Siri is literally looking up fryer, like deep fryer. Okay, I'm gonna post on Facebook so I can like get the correct pronunciation. Hold on. So I just looked it up on TMZ and they're calling it Fyre. So it's Fyre spelled F-Y-R-E. That is so damn stupid. I mean, is the next concert gonna be called Fleek?
Rules Music Festival is a damn disaster. You're watching this from the Fyre Festival.
Fyre, see? Alright, so we got that down. It is pronounced Fyre. It is spelled F-Y-R-E. Cool. An attempt to be cute that failed. It was also an attempt at some music festival event where the event planning went horrifically wrong. And I'm sorry, but I can't help but laugh because the whole thing is just so funny. It is. Okay, so if you live under a rock, or if you're old like me, then you're probably just hearing about this Fyre Festival. So this Fyre Festival is apparently a disaster. They're painting it as this music festival for rich kids with, you know, that syndrome where everything should be given to you and not actually worked for. There was a name for it. Guys, I had to legit look up everything this morning. What is wrong with me? Not enough coffee. Affluenza, and I hate that that's even a thing, that we have to acknowledge affluenza in the dictionary. I'm sure WebMD has a whole bunch of stuff about it, leading to cancer, no doubt, because that's WebMD's style, but affluenza. So it's boatloads of affluenzic people. So this Fyre Festival thing is basically the equivalent of Coachella, but it is geared towards millennials with a ton of money that they didn't earn themselves but came from their parents. And so I guess it's a music festival for them. And it was supposedly in the Bahamas and Ja Rule was involved. Seriously? I didn't realize that Ja Rule was relevant at all. Is he still relevant? For those of you that don't know, the Bahamas is a chain of about a bazillion friggin' islands. Oh, and if you're wondering which island this actually was going to be at, just know that this island was previously owned by Pablo Escobar. And that is something that when I heard that, I'm like, hi! Bad omen right off the bat. But whatever. Details! Who cares about details? Obviously none of these people. That, and it's also called a Fyre Festival and it's spelled with a Y. It's stupid. Run. Run. Meanwhile, I've had clients of mine go to things like Burning Man before, and I'm like, why are you setting stuff on fire? What is up with these festivals? Why is there all this fire? I am not a music festival kind of person, if you haven't like gotten that by now. Alright, so apparently tickets to go to this thing run between $1,000 and $12,000. Okay, and what you're supposed to be getting for these $1,000 to $12,000 tickets includes your gourmet food, your lodging. The only problem is that the gourmet food, if you go on, pick your social media channel, if you go on any of them and you put in this hashtag Fyre Festival thing, run. The gourmet food basically looks like bad hospital food. And then on top of that, they were supposed to be in like these luxury dome-like things. These look like big white domes where you go camping or something. Let's go camping! Steve Martin reference for those of you that don't know. I don't camp because I don't like bugs and I like to be indoors with, you know, controlled heat and air. I don't do outside. Sorry, don't. Which is probably why I don't do the whole music festival thing. Makes sense. Okay, but the whole entire reason that I'm even doing this vlog is because from an event planner, coordinator point of view, this is a hot mess. Yeah. How did this all happen? Where did this fall apart? Not everybody can be an event coordinator. Like, just because it's like a fake job, like so many people think it is. Okay, we now have proof that it's not a fake job because Ja Rule comes in and thinks he's just gonna coordinate this entire thing. Now, I plan a good amount of destination weddings. I have done destination weddings and events from on the East Coast, and they are on the West Coast, and my clients are on neither. It's a whole different type of animal to plan something for a place that you are not at. Alright, so wedding planning, event planning 101. If you are planning a destination, anything, you need to have a point person. Guess where, kids? At the damn destination! Yeah, buddy! If you don't have a point person at the destination, how are you planning all of this stuff? Answer, you're not. And this is what I do for a living, and I'm not comfortable planning anything somewhere other than where I am at 24/7 without having somebody there. So if I'm in New York and I'm planning an event that's in Philadelphia, I don't need an event coordinator in Philadelphia. But if I am planning an event in, say, I don't know, Utah, and my clients are in California and I am in New York, you damn skippy that I'm gonna have an event coordinator on the ground in Utah the entire time. Fire! That I can talk to. I'm not in Utah! And these people weren't in the Bahamas. Now, this is actually being picked up by the Bahamian press. And here's something interesting that I just read. It says, from our understanding, the festival was originally scheduled for Norman's Cay, but had been switched to Georgetown at the last minute. The organizers were again advised to reschedule the event to avoid competing with the famous 60 and more year old Georgetown Regatta. And the reason I bring this up is because whenever you're planning an event, I don't care if it's in your backyard, you need to be aware of your surroundings. This is actually a lesson that I'm working on with my 5-year-old who, while we're grocery shopping, he's so unaware of his surroundings that he likes to jump off the car and just like, you know, flail his arms through the aisle, and oh, he's shocked when he knocks shit over. Be aware of your surroundings, people. Now in this particular case, when you are planning an event, you need to be aware of what is going on. Is there a parade that's going to be happening? That's for all of you Manhattanites. And the answer is always, yup. A college town, is there a football game? Is there a basketball game? Is there a parents' weekend? Is there homecoming? Is there something going on? You need to be aware of all this stuff. Or in the case of a presidential election, are you dealing with the DNC or the RNC? Are they going to be like in your general area when you're trying to have your event? Last weekend, I was in Philadelphia for the entire weekend because I was doing site visits and working with clients of mine that are getting married next year. And you know what's in Philadelphia right now? The NFL draft, because of course it is. And that tacked on a lot of extra traffic. It's important to be aware of your surroundings. And in this particular case, the Bahamas had something else going on and they were told to reschedule this entire thing so you're not competing with this event. I'm guessing that the event planners didn't listen. This is why not everybody can be an event planner, and this is why that when you have an event planner, you have to trust them to do their job, and you don't just turn around and ignore anything that an event planner says. Okay, Ja Rule? Okay. And then the article continues to say, as if getting one's head around such matters is not enough, the promoters reportedly inquired if the Georgetown Regatta could be rescheduled. Seriously? Yeah, hi, can you completely like reschedule your majorly culturally important thing that's going on here because we had to do Fyre. What? No, I know it's spelled with a Y, but it is Fyre. You guys want to talk about first world problems? They literally asked these people to shift the date of their cultural thing that's mega important, as opposed to taking some time to understand what it actually is, or even knowing that it existed in the first place. They're just gonna like swoop down and be like, but it's Fyre with a Y. And then quite possibly my most favorite part of this article. Let's put this into perspective. Imagine for a minute if thousands of Bahamians in Junkanoo costumes with cowbells, goatskin drums, Bacardi, Heineken, and Sans beer in tow, descended upon Palm Springs, demanding all hotel rooms, guest houses, taxi, buses, and RV parks, which had already been previously booked in advance, and informing the mayor that we ain't checking for Coachella this year, we jammin' island style, and everyone can roll out. Guys, you see how ridiculous this is? You have to be aware of your surroundings and what else is going on. You can't just ask somebody to cancel their stuff. I mean, and you can't act like a whiny brat when it's like, oh my God, something else is going on, but my wedding or event is taking place. Don't they know that? What? What is wrong with people? Stop! You know you're entitled when you're going to a festival called Fyre and it's spelled with a Y. Fyre! With a Y! And then there was an article in New York Magazine. And this is the article that made me say, oh my God, I have to vlog about this because as an event coordinator, it's a sin if I don't. The article is titled, I worked at Fyre Festival. It was always going to be a disaster. I mean, immediately, you had me at, it was always going to be a disaster. So this article goes ahead and gives the background of the entire Fyre Festival. Tickets are between tickets are between $1,000 and $125,000. Seriously? If I had the money, still. No. You want 120, I'm sorry. You know, this is why I had no friends in school growing up, because if you want $125,000 for me to go to a concert, I need you to spell fire correctly. I just do. This article was written by Chloe Gordon, and I will link it below because you have to read the entire thing. It's well worth it, every single word, especially the last sentence, which I will give you in this because it's just too good not to share. This girl is supposed to be down there for 2 months starting in March, planning and going through, you know, handling the entire festival. So when she gets there, she says that nothing has been done. The festival vendors weren't in place, that no stage had been rented, transportation hadn't been arranged. So then the real problems start coming up when she's being asked by these performers and everybody else, where is our money? And then it became very, very clear to her that there was not going to be any money to any of these people at all. And this is another problem that event coordinators run into with budgets of, you know, the clients have budgets and it's like, you got to pay these people, you got to write the check. Don't make people ask you for money. It's very awkward. Nobody likes talking about money, okay? It's really, really awkward. I've talked about it in many, many blogs and vlogs before, but you got to actually do it. I seriously feel like people will tell you about who they murdered and where the body is before they will tell you about what is in their bank account. Fire! So you have to be upfront with your budget, and that's just one of those little secrets things that, like, if people are going to lie and keep secrets about stuff when planning an event, it usually has to do with money. How much they're willing to spend, what they aren't willing to spend. It's always kept a secret. I don't know why it's a secret, but it always is. It's got to stop being a secret. Alright, so now what happens is that these event planners are holed up in some sort of cabana or tent or home, or I don't know what they're holed up in. And they're figuring out the budget while they're actually there, and the budget is, you need $50 million to pull it off. Fire! Planners also warned that it would not be up to the standard they had advertised. The best idea, they said, would be to roll everyone's ticket over to 2018 and start planning for the next year immediately. They had a meeting with the Fyre execs to deliver the news. This is the best. Wait for it. A guy from the marketing team said, let's just do it and be legends, man. Oh, you're legends now, buddy. Listen, I completely love pulling off the impossible. You know, I love like making miracles happen at events and weddings and all that stuff. I love doing it, but I try not to put my own self in the way or create my own friggin' obstacle course. If there's gonna be a problem, it just comes up because I have planned everything out to death and something else fell apart that was completely out of my control, and then I'm gonna fix it from there. Dude, you're not supposed to tell the client or anybody else about all the crap that goes on behind the scenes. They're supposed to see this like finished, polished product. If they had pulled off this Fyre Festival and it was amazeballs like they thought in their small little minds it was going to be, what are they gonna do? The next day send out a press release talking about, wait till you hear what we made out of nothing. These people are going to look at it like, oh, you had all these problems that you worked out, and these problems were created by yourself. So you're not a genius, you just got really, really lucky. It doesn't make you look slick or like a boss, it makes you look sloppy. Like, you created your own issues, and then by some miracle, things came together. Fire! You know, one of my favorite things that my clients always ask me is, tell us what went wrong that we didn't know about. And I love sharing that story with them because they never know about it. And when I tell them what went wrong, it wasn't my fault. It was because somebody else was being stupid. Somebody else that probably spells fire with a Y. Those types of people, okay? But I fixed it. And this guy wants to he wants to be legendary. The budget was okayed, and we were told to carry on with our planning. That night, Ja Rule gave a toast. And the toast went as follows. And I'm not going to bleep this out. This is a direct quote. So if you don't like cursing, just like fast forward about 10 seconds. Here's a toast. To living like movie stars, partying like rock stars, and fucking like porn stars. Is that toast fire? With a Y? I don't know. Asking for a friend. Fire! And then she said on Friday, things really start falling apart and lots of people got fired that were on the production team. Fired. Get it? They got fired. With an I. She did not get fired, but she did get a phone call that same night that said something along the lines of, congratulations, the guys will allow you to continue to work on the festival for 2/3 of what you asked for. And we're not paying the artists yet. At that point, that's what she said, that she quit. Blink-182 pulled out, citing subpar production standards. Last night, the festival evacuated almost everyone off the island on account of they didn't have food or tents for anyone. Whoopsie! I cannot explain how or why the bros running this festival ignored every warning sign they were given along the way. They overlooked so many very basic things. And baby, they forgot to make me sign an NDA. How did they overlook that? Like, that's... Basic things. Shelter, water, food, and having people sign NDAs. These all fall under the basic category. Fire! Okay, so I'm basically bringing this to you because here's the thing. When you are planning some sort of destination, event, it doesn't matter if it's a music festival like this with an incorrectly spelled title, or if it's a wedding or a reunion or whatever it is, you have to have people that are on the ground in that location if you are not going to be there. You have to go for multiple site tours. You have to see things in person, and you need a clear-cut budget just like you would if you were doing something in your own backyard. And when you hire an event producer and event planners, whatnot, you need to listen to them. If they tell you this is a problem, you don't tune them out because you saw something on the internet that says it's not going to be an issue, or you heard a story of a friend of a friend of a friend who had this exact same issue, but it was never an issue and they pulled it off. Because those are the exceptions to the rules. They are not the rules. You listen to what the event planners say. Because then, and only then, you can be a legend. For this kind of thing, you want to make sure you have the right type of event planner. So if you're going to be doing a destination wedding or a destination event, it is really important to hire a team that's done those types of things before. Less important is if there is something in a planner's portfolio that is similar to the idea that you want for your wedding. You know, I don't have everybody's style in my portfolio because I have the style that all of my clients wanted me to execute. So you're not going to hire an event planning team that has never done a grand scale music festival to do a grand scale music festival in the Bahamas. You're not. But they did. Anyway guys, that's my little rant on this Fyre Festival thing that is going on. Fire! You should absolutely be hitting up Twitter with the hashtag Fyre Festival if you haven't already, because it will provide you entertainment for days. I will warn you though, if you need to get anything done over the next 48 hours, maybe you shouldn't do that because it's just, there aren't enough memes in the world. There just aren't. It's really entertaining, and I'm gonna go to the gym and get stuff done now. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe below and share it. Tell all of your friends. Hashtag Fyre Festival spelt with a Y. All right? Peace and good luck to everybody trapped in the Bahamas right now. Bye.